Hello there. Thank you for joining, viewers. Thank you for joining this live chat session. Can you hear me? Thank you for responding with yes. Tikim Tafira is the first one who commented. Then Tikle Kasai, Samuel Falake says, "Aap kaise ho, Sajid bhai?" Ablal Yibra, Sami S, A and N. One name is in Amharic language, Garuma Kebaba and Dag Mike. Mike says drone does not seem to be a game changer so far. I'll respond to it. Uh, Hukun Hurur. Then a name in Amharic says we can hear you. And Ain Dag says hello Sajid. My name is Sajid, not Sajid. Thank you, Ain Dag. Mary says Sajid, I love you. He or she says I love you almost on daily basis. Thank you for showing this love for me. Thomas Girmay, Raya Amhara. Sajid, what do you think about Fano's new operation around Bahirda? Yes, this is today's main topic. I'll speak on that. Nasruddin Hamid says hello. The name is in Tigranian, not in Amharic. Someone is correcting me. Okay, thank you for the correction. MT says hello. Cassette Solomon says, Sajid, we have been hearing there was heavy mobilization from Eritrea in the towns of Sanfei towards Lambisa. What does it mean? Okay, I'll respond to this comment. Abu Bakr Muhammad says, let's go to the news. Okay. Mike, tell her you're married. I think she does not know that. I think everyone here knows that. Binu Binu Jr. Hey, sorry, I just got here. Galmo says, hello Sajid. Hi, Galmo. TP, stop saying Eritrea trained Amhara forces. Complete lie. Maybe Eritrea trained small North Gondar forces. Okay, this is the first comment which I'm going to respond to. Eritrea trained Amhara forces. No one can deny that. That training was official. Amhara regional government invited Eritrean instructors. Amhara special forces were trained by Eritrean instructors. When Amhara special forces were fighting alongside Ethiopian National Defense Force against Tigray forces. It's not a secret, by the way. Everyone knows that. Eritrea trained ASF members. Those ASF members are now paying in the side of Ethiopian National Defense. The question is Eritrea training Fano ASF members now or not? This is the question. In the past 2 years, Eritrea did train Amhara Special Forces. Mr. Dejan Tekle Hamano says Fano is in Addis Ababa. Is it true? There are pro-Fano elements in Addis Ababa. I wouldn't say Fano is there. I don't want to endanger the lives of Amhara people, because if government believes that Fano fighters are in Addis Ababa, what will happen? Government will launch a crackdown on Amhara people. By the way, I don't think that Fano has significant military presence in Addis Ababa. There are pro-Fano elements there. Eamon says, big Amhara community here in Auckland. Abu Bakr says, Asayas anti-Amhara peoples. I don't know about the past, but now Asayas is not anti-Amhara. Which Amhara forces are trained by Eritrea? Solomon. I mentioned Amhara Special Forces. Rob Kid Fano could not create alliance with any forces fighting PP. Yeah, I agree that uh, just one comment from a viewer in Urdu. His name is Falege Amhara. हाँ जी क्या हाल है? Uh, which Amhara groups? Why Fano could not create an alliance with neighboring with other groups? I agree that Fano could not forge alliance with other groups. Fano is on its own. No group from any other region is part of Amhara resistance movement. Lelti is commenting about Tigray Eritrea relations, saying Eritrea hate to Tigray is beyond its limit. What do you think is the reason? Well, I wouldn't just blame Eritrea. I think both groups are uh, rivals. This rivalry has turned into animosity. I won't say that just ISAS is anti-TPLF now. TPLF does not have any option now. Otherwise, it would like to destroy ISAS Averki's government. They have history of fighting together. They fought together. EPLF, TPLF. Later, they parted ways. EPLF ruled in Eritrea in the form of PFDJ. TPLF ruled in Ethiopia in the form of EPRDF. So both were allies. They turned into rivals. Both wanted to be regional powers. And the two uh, have not been involved in serious dialogue in the last 2 to 3 years. Rather, ISAS deployed its military to fight to crush TPLF. Tigray forces suffered heavy losses because of Eritrean involvement, one of the reasons. So, at this point of time, TDF not in a position to take revenge. It would like to take revenge. Overall, Tigray Eritrea relations are not good. Serious issues which are unresolved. No hope of any reconciliation between these two sides. Eritrean participation in the war has led to creation of a gulf between these two groups, which cannot be bridged, I think. Zimbalo is sharing a breaking news saying Valaga and Gambela are sold to Saudi Arabia for farming, case closed. You're exaggerating. There are some pieces of land in Ethiopia given on lease to some Arab countries. I know that. But to say that entire Valaga or entire Gambela has been sold to Saudi Arabia is an exaggeration. Saudi Arabia, UAE, they have acquired some lands in Ethiopia. But what you are saying is exaggeration, I think. Eritrean Post. TPLF attacked Eritrea first, shot missiles to Eritrea, and occupied hundreds of square kilometers of Eritrean Badme. No, let me correct. Let me correct. If you're talking about firing of missiles from Tigray Eritrea in 2020, it happened in the second week of November. It was the end of second week of November when Tigray missiles were fired, which landed in Asmara. I had a video that night, I remember. Eritrean military was part of the military operation on Tigray from day one. On the 3rd of November, Eritrea was part of the military operations. We cannot say the Eritrean involvement in the war was a reaction against firing of missiles from Tigray. Yes, Badme could be a source of a conflict. Eritrea wanted Badme under its control. TPLF was not listening. So that could be a reason. But firing of missiles cannot be uh, taken as a reason for an involvement in the war. Magnetism says late again. No, you're not late. We just started. Daniel says Eritrea wanted to get Badme, not just Badme. Eritrea wanted to crash TPL. Gadisa Jirata, who is very fond of criticizing me, says, Sajid, I know that you love to talk about Ethiopia, but what do you think about United States and Israel killing innocent people? Well, I condemn deaths of civilians. Israel bombarding Gaza, people dying. I condemn that. I condemn deaths of Israelis too when Hamas fighters entered settlements to the east and north of Gaza. Innocent Israelis were also shot dead. Number of dead on Palestine side is much, much higher than the number of dead on Israel side. So we should condemn civilian deaths. Israel is responsible for large-scale massacre of people, of children in Gaza. The Fox says, where is the GCS location? I have not deployed GCS myself. I can only share my analysis with you. GCS are not in Amhara. If anyone has any significant piece of evidence that GCS of drones are in Amhara, please share the evidence with me. According to my understanding, GCS are outside Amhara. They were in Valaga, Bishoftu, Addis Ababa. Now, GCS have been shifted to Tigray, maybe Afar. Let me speak a little about the topic, especially the operation against Fano and some developments from the ground for you. Then I'll take your questions. Can I speak? Queen Sheba has joined, who is always in a hurry for the news, real news. But today she's commenting, saying, did Eritrea crash, not crash, I think TPLF, or they got crashed? Sometimes, if try to crash rock, you only get crashed yourself. I wouldn't say that Eritrea has been crushed. I wouldn't say Eritrea has suffered significant losses in the war against Tigray. I think that Tigray suffered more. Tigray suffered a lot. Tigray forces suffered a lot. But Eritrea could not decimate TPLF. It could not disband TPLF. TPLF managed to survive. TDF managed to survive. Gabre is saying, did Abiy get any military hardware on his trip to Europe? Well, no, I think Europe is not the right destination for Abiy when it comes to getting weapons. Abiy now is focused on the Middle East. Middle East is new supplier of arms to Ethiopia, especially drones. UAE, Turkey are new suppliers. Ethiopia relying more on Arab hardware, I think, Middle Eastern hardware. The Fox is comparing sleeper cells of Fano and Ola in Addis Ababa, saying Fano has more sleeper cells in Addis Ababa than Ola. Well, I think that I would largely agree with you that in case of Fano's expansion, it could get support from Addis Ababa. Now, just a little update for you from Bahirdar, Amhara regional capital, where Fano fighters have taken control of some key towns to the south and west of Bahirdar. Bahirdar is regional capital, seat of Amhara regional government, and two towns, small towns towards Agu Avi zone from Bahidar have come under the control of Pano fighters. Miravi and Mashanti. Mashanti is very close to Bahidar, Miravi as well. Uh, if Miravi, Mashanti are under Fano control, it means that ENDF cannot reach Ago Avi zone from Bahirdar and vice versa. There was heavy fighting in Miravi and Mashanti, and Fano fighters are there. This is not the first time that Fano fighters have entered Mashanti and Miravi. I have done several videos in the past few months about Fano's entry in Miravi and Mashanti. They enter, they carry out attacks, they loot uh, uh, supplies there, they attack police stations, they free prisoners, and then they retreat. Same could happen this time too. Secondly, Alefa Wareda to the west of Bahitar. Here too, heavy fighting between Fano and military in the past 48 hours, and Fano fighters have taken control of large parts of Alefa Wareda. Uh, so Fano fighters proving their presence, that they are there around Addis Ababa, around Bahirda, sorry, not Addis Ababa. Though we have received reports about fighting close to Kobo, in South Gondar as well, in parts of Gurjam too. But I think main front in the last 48 hours has been Bahidar. One of us has been trying to encircle Bahidar. Bahidar to Gondar road remains cut off mostly. Bahidar to Mota Gurjam road remains cut off mostly. And Bahidar to Agu Avi zone road through Miravi also comes under attacks from Fano fighters. Fano fighters are focused on Bahidar. I think they want to lay siege to Bahidar. They want to make regional government totally dysfunctional in Bahidar, it seems. Andit Johannes says, how do you see Egyptian and Eritrean relations in the Red Sea security issues? It's not just Egypt-Eritrea alliance. I think that Isaias Afwerki has delivered a message, a warning to all the Red Sea countries that they should unite. That PM Abiy's threats could destabilize the Red Sea region. So it's not just Isaias Afwerki and Al Sisi alliance. I think Isaias has managed to build a larger alliance against Abiy, uh, telling Abiy that Abiy should not uh, make the mistake of considering military option to take control of any part of Eritrea, a support, etc. Elim Gizao has joined, saying Fano should forget Addis and take Bahirtar, full control of capital for leverage. Gebrselassie is asking about Oromia president's leaked speech. I am not sure about authenticity of the speech. So I'm trying to verify it. Then I'll be able to speak on that. Whose strategy is working? TDF strategy to be concentrated in Central Tigray or Fano strategy, which it is. I think you want me to compare the strategies adopted by TDF and Fano. So far, Fano is in a better shape, I think, because it's still intact. Its capability is intact. But now, Fano fighters are being tested with the new air campaign underway. Coming months would be crucial. If Fano fighters can manage to survive for a few weeks, it would be a big achievement on the part of Fano fighters. Because I think TPLF or TDF was made helpless to some extent due to debilitating siege, air campaign, Eritrean involvement. Three factors were main factors. Fano is not faced with any siege. Fano is not facing any external forces. Air campaign just started. So I think TDF was in a very difficult position. Let's see how Fano counters this air threat. Someone is talking about my speakers. Anything wrong with my audio? Okay, thank you. Nisabho says no. 3 and 3, who is getting more money and become influential, Abi or Ruto? Ruto, very simple answer. Ruto is new darling for the US and West. People say Ruto is the new blue-eyed boy for the US and West in this region. Zilalam says Skandar Naga reached Asmara. I don't know. Kira says TDF can be involved anytime. Remember that. TDF does not want to be involved in any war now. It wants to reconstruct. It wants territories back. It wants a functional government. It wants return of IDPs. It does not want a new war at this point. Who is powerful in military between Ola and Fano? Well, Ola managed to survive for decades. Ola has been surviving. Even that survival in itself is an achievement. Fano has not been tested so far. Ola has been tested in the past. Several operations. Ola managed to survive. Fano's difficult times just started. That is why I'm saying if Fano fighters can manage to survive for a few months, you could see them emerge as a bigger threat. So let's not compare Ola and Fano. Ola has been there for decades. Fano just a new phenomenon, I think. Someone is saying Ola managed to survive because it was the favorite son of PP generals, not because Ola are strong fighters. But that can be said about Fano too. But Fano is the favorite child of some Amhara regional government officials. And some government officials could be backing Fano. Some could be providing intelligence to Fano. So it's not that Team Abi's government was fully supportive of Ola. Let's compare these groups neutrally. The fox says, Sajid, where do you get your information from? I get information from people like you. Where is Russia and China in our region today? I think I should do a detailed video on that. LM Gizao, who are the killers in RC, Ola or government? Government is accusing Ola. Government's official position is that Ola committed this massacre. Ola silent. I have not seen a statement from Ola. But whenever government accuses Ola, Ola denies allegations, and then uh, government officials are found involved. But here, so far, Ola is silent. Because 30 minutes have passed. I'm keeping live chats brief these days. So I think we should end this live chat. Tomorrow, I'll return with a new topic to respond to your questions, to read your comments. Thank you for joining. Today, mainly I talked about uh, Fano's new operation around Bahidar. We're monitoring Fano's call for blockage of main roads. Is the call being implemented? Uh, let's wait a little. Yesterday, we heard about some road closures, but we're waiting for more verification. But most of the questions from people here were about Eritrea. Tigray Eritrea relations, Abiy Eritrea relations. People are concerned, maybe. They don't want to see a new war. They are worried that there could be a new conflict in this region. And that concern is very understandable. But so far, no de escalation. Temperature still high between Avi and Isas, it seems. Alex Avoke Sajid still does not believe that Ola means Abi. I don't believe. Ablil, where is your friend Miss Anna? Not Anna, Irma. She's on leave. She's busy with her work. Thank you for joining, viewers. Kira says, Sajid, say hi to your daughter. Thank you, Kira. Hi to you and to your family as well, from Sajid, from my family, from my daughter. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow in the next live chat session. Thank you. Stay blessed. Bye bye.